Alright, what's going on, guys? This is the video more of like a personal journal style that I would normally record for myself, but I'm going to share it with you guys just because I think there's a lot of good learning opportunity in this Friday afternoon in the morning session. More specifically, the emphasis on the morning session. That is where I took my two losses. One was a complete FOMO trade, if I'm being completely honest, and the second I really did think was going to work out, but I understand why it didn't. So, the first thing I always do, since we've been just stuck in this hourly range, 4 hour, whatever range you want to call it on the time frame, it doesn't really matter. It's all the same thing. I knew that the higher time frame really didn't matter. The 4 hour daily, right? I'm not really looking at that just because we're stuck in this range, just kind of staring on the way up, right? We're kind of just having little like staircases on the way up, so not any real displacement. You can see elevator down, right? Stairs up. That's kind of what I'm getting to. But the daily time frame, nothing's really changed. And so normally what I've been doing this entire week is just going to the 1 hour and seeing if London did anything significant. Since we are in a bull market, we are more, we're more, it's easier to catch a long setup, right? You have higher time frame order flow behind you. But since we're stuck in this range, don't be expecting a lot of expansion, especially since the economic calendar doesn't really have anything for this entire week, right? So going into the day, before obviously these candles weren't here, we can just look here, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. So this is kind of what my chart was looking like, and I was bullish just until London high. London high was like very easy target, and I had some areas of liquidity marked off. We had previous day high and low marked out just because we were stuck inside of that range, and that's something that's very important. That's what I want to get into right now. But the first thing I did was look at the hourly chart. Saw midnight opening price was from up here, so we're now in kind of a premium of the range that we're inside of. We have London high as an easy drawn liquidity. We have the wick acting as support here. If we go like this, you can see that the wick, the CE wasn't even being tapped into, so that's a bullish sign. And right off the bat, the first thing I noticed that we were stuck inside of Thursday's range. Right then and there, to be honest, since I already had a good week, I should have closed my charts. Personally, I do not want to be trading inside of this kind of range. Yes, it's volatile. Yes, you can catch something. I have no interest now in trying to participate in these kind of days. So that's the first thing that I did wrong. The second thing was that I did not trust this long setup up into the London highs, because I really wasn't bullish on this day. I wasn't expecting an expansion day on Friday. It's a Friday with I don't, yeah, there was news at 8:30 I believe, but there was no high impact news the entire week. It's Thanksgiving is coming up, right? Holidays are approaching. We're not really expecting as much volatility and expansion on this week, and it's an inside day so far. So what I did was look at the 15-minute. I saw that we had this 15-minute order block here. That's what I had marked out on my actual charts, and we continued to reject from midnight opening price. So in my idea, or in my head, I didn't want to see this fair value gap really get reached until London high. So that's something that I needed to work on, is anticipating, or is just trusting that this 5-minute or 15-minute FVG should stay open until London high. But even so, it wasn't like the highest probability trade in my eyes and how I like to trade, so that's why I didn't participate. But then I got sucked into believing that we're going to continue to go higher, even though I was bearish on the day. Not necessarily bearish, but I was expecting like a rebound, something like this, right? Not even into this low, but just a this lower hourly fair value gap acting as a draw on liquidity. So that's what I was looking for. But going into the higher time frame, the hourly, once again, this 8 a.m. candle puts in, we have an hourly FVG there. So I was expecting price to come back into there. And if we go into the 1 minute time frame, you can see this gets souped once. We close over here. That's your bullish order block. Price is just chopping. We go a little higher. And then where do we hit? Our first area of interest is midnight always. So now this order block does not need to hold, so you really shouldn't be longing here until what? A pull of sell side liquidity is swept. So that's all we need to wait for. We need a pull of sell side and then displacement. So what do we get? Sweep here, sweep again, and then now we have the 930 volatility, right? And it just went straight up. We're just sitting inside of this FEG, kind of just rejecting off midnight. I think there was SMT with ES as well. We go into the lower time frame on ES. Let's go to the morning session, 9:30 open. So we have London high up there. Yeah, so we left equal highs on London. ES was the stronger pair once again, and then it just kind of goes higher from here. Yes, you could have just entered off of this. I didn't love this move. I didn't love the choppiness, so I did not choose to participate. But once that I saw ES start to go higher, right, take out London highs, and then we had some more displacement through London high. This I thought would be my order block here. And then there's previous day highs. So this is where I completely FOMO'd, right? Like I said, I was already bearish after London high. So this is where I let kind of price do its thing. I waited to, if this would have went, if this order block would have been closed below, or these candles would have been closed below, I would have been short into that hourly fair value gap. But that never happened, right? So I waited. We got some more displacement. This was a good long setup right here, in my opinion, just to get until see, there's my 941, and then so this you could have entered here until ES takes out previous day high. So if you would have entered here, you know, right, that's however many points you're able to scale out. And then price does this. So this is where I FOMO'd. So I saw the institutional order flow entry drill. I convinced myself that I should be going long after I already said everything that I've told you guys. So I saw this up close candle act as support. We created a volume imbalance. We stabbed into the volume imbalance, then we got a displacement candle. So this here, this closure above these, I thought this would be my order block, and that's where I got in. So that's what I mean. A very dumb trade. I was chasing price. I literally longed high a day, and I thought price would continue into previous day high, which I wasn't even bullish to begin with. So that's the importance of just sticking to what you tell yourself, and understanding that even if it does go to previous day high, that's not what was in your plan. It's not what you wanted. So that doesn't need to be, you don't need to be participating in that move. So what I got stopped out immediately here after I got filled. Managed my risk. I didn't like have some wide ass stop loss or anything like that, but just disappointed in myself that I chased and FOMO'd into this trade. But I did manage my risk, so there is a little bit of a plus there. But after this, I just continued. I looked here and I was like, all right, price is just going to be chopping around this whole time. I saw this BPR acting as support. Everything was just like up, down, whipsawing, right, back and forth. So here was 10 a.m. news. I actually longed on ES because once again, I thought this previous day high could be the draw since we got some displacement out of here. And there was 10 a.m. news, which I was completely okay with. It was just orange folder. So ES tapped into this 1 minute FEG. We didn't even tap into the order block, which I thought was bullish. So what I waited for was a run on some stops here. I thought this BPR was going to act as support as well as previous day high being there. So I thought that was going to be my area to get in. So that's where I got filled here right at 10 a.m. We had one candle up, had a little bit here, but I didn't like how we didn't close above this candle. And then you can see we never did, and I ended up getting stopped out on the next candle here. My stop loss was low. So once again, I took this trade. I did think it was going to work out just because I now was trading the stronger asset, but two trade setups that I shouldn't have taken just because I wasn't bullish, and I didn't think price was going to continue higher on this day. And so once again, emphasis on listening to your trading plan, not FOMOing, right? Even, and you can see, right, there's not even any displacement here. This is not how I trade. I need big up close candles, closing below, down close candles, creating bullish order blocks. This is another trade that I shouldn't have really taken, but it made more sense than at least the other one in my opinion. So After this, I was done. I have a rule for myself. I take 2 trades. If they're both losses, then I'm done for the day. Manage my risk. I took a fatter L than I wanted to. I did take two ES contracts. I guess I should have just taken one since I already took an L prior to this. Still, nonetheless, I did have a small green week, but definitely could have been a bigger green week if I would have not taken 2 ES contracts. I had a little bit of greed, hoping to make back the money that I lost and then some, since that was really why I took two ES contracts, if I am being honest. So just a rough day overall, but this is exactly what I wanted to see happen afterwards, right? So like I said, wasn't bullish. We had SMT a previous day high. We were inside of those daily fair value gaps, those bearish fair value gaps. And so at this point in time, I was only paper trading, and I was trading NQ at this time. I saw that we failed to get above this high. We were closing below this fair value gap. This is the fair value gap that should be holding, in my opinion. So we continued lower. I waited for this to play out. We displaced below there, and I literally just got in shortly after this. Right here, I got in as soon as it closed below at 10:07 on paper. I got in a paper trade short. Stop loss was up here. I did not want to see this high get broken. And at this point, my stop was break even, just because there's no reason to be risk on this trade. These fair value gaps up here should all act as resistance if we're going to go lower. You can see this hourly FEG. We can get rid of this down here. Was where my draw on liquidity was. We go back to the 1 minute, and then boom, that was my take profit right there. So literally exactly what I wanted to see happen earlier. I took on paper. I'm glad to see it. It did play out. You could see 36 handles on that trade. Knife through this BPR that was holding price the entire time. You can see close below institutional order flow entry drill at 10:10, right into the macro, then delivers in the macro time into our drawn liquidity. So that was the whole idea. Just a bad discipline day for me personally. I also had it in my head that I wanted to pass my funded account on this day instead of just waiting and taking a solid setup that I needed to. And I was pretty close to passing, but I'll still be able to. I have no doubt in my mind. But just a rougher day on my end. Bad patience, FOMO trade at the top up here, long tie day for no reason. Didn't listen to myself, and I just want to share with you guys that I am still struggling. I am still learning, and I hope this helps anybody kind of just have a little more realistic taste to trading. Not everything's sunshine and rainbows. I obviously wish I could have had this day back. Obviously wish I would have taken this paper trade setup on my real accounts. But it's not a big deal. It's one loss. And definitely avoidable last time. And definitely could have been a profitable day, right? But that is just the gist. Inside day. Range trading all week. Low news on the economic calendar. Getting closer to the holidays. We all have Thanksgiving on the 28th if you guys celebrate. And just, not a great day on my patience level. But happy I managed risk. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this little bit of a different video and more of like my journal style that I make for myself. But that is all for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.